Okay, so it's the next day now. It's April. I forgot. Crap. It's April 23rd. Yes, I'm right. It's April 23rd, and let's continue talking about school. Last time, actually, yesterday, I left off with April 2nd, the very awkward and pathetic dinner that I really, really regret having. I mean, it's. I want to have dinner with Cedric, okay? But not with Natalie and Topher, and it has worsened problems. Anyway, let's move on to April 3rd, where we return to school and we receive the results of the test. Now, overall, I think I didn't do that poorly for the test this time, but I think it is true that this time I had screwed up a bit. That I had, lost my touch. I think the main reason is because I'm not as scared about having these tests anymore. I'm not as anxious anymore. Like this is my tenth time having a term test, a midterms. So it's like I'm already kind of okay with it. But yeah, anyway, let's start off with maths. Out of 64, I got 51.5. Yeah, which isn't that bad of a score, but it's a huge step down from my scores in all the past maths tests and exams. Yeah, it's a big, I guess, leap downwards. Not leap, big fall. I guess I just messed up a lot of things, a lot of really stupid, careless mistakes. And Jordana got 57, AJ got 54, and Olivia got 61.5. And it's just I fucked up. I really did. So I'm not satisfied with what I did on maths test at all. And then for chemistry, out of 60, I got a 45. Now that's surprising because usually I would suck uh, at chemistry, like suck a bit, but this time it's okay. I didn't do that poorly. 45 out of 60 is actually pretty satisfying. I got 16 out of 20 for part 1, the multiple choice questions, and 29 out of 40 for the long questions. Nick got a 42, Leo got a 55.5, Kingsley got 51, Edward got 44, I think, and Hans got a 45, Jordana got a 56, Olivia got a 52.5, Russell got 47, and Oliver got 29.5. Bless him. And Jordana is surprisingly number one of the class in chemistry tests, so congratulations, but still, I'm kind of surprised that I didn't do that poorly. And for physics, out of 56, I have 44.5. Again, not that bad, actually. Nick has 44, Leo has 54, Kingsley has 48.5, Edward got 44, Ernest got 46.5, Betsy got 38.5, AJ got 48, and Adam got 43.5. So it's all pretty nice. It's pretty okay. It's not bad. And then another test that I'm actually pretty happy about is English. Of course, English reading. Out of 79, I got a 61, which is not as good as last time. Uh, but still, like I still accept this because the last passage, they give us two passages. The last passage is kind of difficult, so I guess we all kind of struggled a bit. But yeah, 61 out of 79. Leo got 62. Oh yeah, by the way, I I didn't get 61. At first I got 61, but later when the teacher, flipped through my test again, uh she gave me a 59. Rip. Kingsley also got a 59. Topher got 33. Suck a dick! Tom got 28. AJ got 45. Natalie got 56. Hell yeah, Natalie got lower marks than me. Take that, Natalie. Yeah. So yeah, and then other than that, it's all shitty papers. Yeah, and then we move on to April 4th. We have the biology test, which sucks ass. I fucking hate this biology test, okay? It's just fucking insane. It's fucking insane, okay? Ball sacks. The test paper is literally ball sacks. Ball sacks that I can't find on my biology textbook. Anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting. Out of 60, I got a 32. Yes, I passed, but it's like a very bad score. All of a sudden I'm in the bottom 10. Okay? Like before, like last time in the exam, I'm number 6 of the entire class, of the 23 students of our class, I think, which is actually pretty good. I'm in the first quarter. Kinda in the first quarter, and now I'm in the bottom 10, I think, and Nick got 31, Edward got 35, but almost everyone else were higher than me, got a higher score than me. Kingsley got a 47, Marty, who used to be the worst in biology, got 41, 9 marks, higher than me. And Leo got 42, which is also kind of baffling because Leo used to be this genius and now he's just 1 mark shy from being on the same level with Marty, and Olivia got 43. Yes, I don't know what I did to deserve this. I guess I panicked a little too much while doing the test paper, but damn, this is brutal and I'm totally not happy with that. But there are even worse things happening on April fucking 4th, okay? Like, it's 20 days ago, okay? And right now, when I look back at my own diary, I still get this really angry, sad, afraid feeling fusion. Oh my gosh, school is so messed up, man. School is messing me up. School is messing with my every aspect of life right now. School, I fucking hate school, okay? I just want to leave school and not look back, and I'm probably gonna still talk to Nick. I'm definitely still going to be friends with Cedric, but anything else, I'm gonna leave them all behind. Because school really, really sucks. I've gone full circle. I've gone from school sucks to I like school to school sucks again, and now school sucks as worse as much as possible, okay? Anyway, in the morning, I was really nervous. I was shaking. I was quivering because on that day, we have the 9-minute run, a day that I've been waiting for the entire year. The 9-minute run is basically like a running exam where they give us 9 minutes and they count how many laps we can run in this stadium basketball court place. And usually when that happens, because I'm a weak, slow person, usually when it comes to 9-minute runs, I will feel like dying. I don't know why, but death, the entity of death, will creep up into my soul from my nails and my skin, and it's just gonna go into my heart and my lungs will feel this immense pressure. So I was really afraid, and because of this, I trained a lot. I went downstairs of this apartment to train running so that I could be faster, so that I won't actually fucking die in this 9-minute run and not embarrass myself meanwhile. So yeah, in the morning I was really nervous, and I wanted to take this bus to school, and suddenly there ain't no buses, and so at 7:38, okay, school starts at 8:05 a.m. If you arrive school later than that time, you're fucked. And at 7:38 a.m., I aborted a bus, and that's like risky, man. It's risky, but I had faith in myself. Okay, I'm gonna make it. And so I took the bus, and when the bus, stopped at that station, it was already 7:58. Okay, 7:58. And that station is really far away. Not really, but like 5 minutes, 6 minutes far away, farther from my school entrance. So It's really risky. And I just realized that I don't have enough time to arrive school. I might be late for the third time in this school year. And if you are late for 3 times, you're fucked. So I ran, and I was 20 seconds away from being late, and damn. And then immediately, 1.5 hours later, we have the 9-minute run, and okay, so there are 2 rounds because we all have partners, and I and Nick were partners. Okay, it's kind of tilted. Yeah, anyway, I and Nick were partners, so Nick ran first, and I ran the second round, and I really don't know, man. At that point, I already, I told myself, you know what? Whatever you do, even if you fail this, don't worry, because you're not gonna die, you're probably still gonna live. And if you're slow, people won't laugh at you as much as before, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. So at this point, I was already bargaining with myself. I was already preparing for the worst case. And then the clock starts. I started to run. And at first, I really, really kept my pace constant because I learned this technique, and it's called keeping your pace constant, and not, before in the 9-minute runs exams before, I would run really fast at first and then stop immediately because I'm exhausted, and then run fast again. And now I kept my pace constant. I only stopped for like 2 times or 3 times. And so I had a strategy, okay? I had a fucking strategy. And Oliver was running beside me, so hey, at least I have someone to die with if we both die. So we ran. I ran, and it starts to get exhausting, but I refuse to stop. I refuse to obey my body's feelings. I keep on running. My legs keep on moving. I kept on breathing in, breathing out. And then the lungs thing started to happen. My lungs feel this immense pressure. It's about to blow. It's about to rip its tissues and cells apart. And I kept on doing it. I kept on running. And Linda, I think Linda's also in the same thing, and I think I ran past Linda once, or maybe never, I don't know, but I just kept on going and going. I breathed in, breathed out, and it's, and at the end, it's just incredibly painful, and at the end, I was just so exhausted, and I just screamed. Like, I saw this random person outside of the court, and I yelled at him, "You're so handsome! I love you!" And I kissed him, and I yelled, I screamed, I rolled on the floor, I grabbed my water bottle, and I poured water everywhere, and I grabbed the leaves on the ground, and I ripped it into shreds. I couldn't think. All the blood is around my lungs and my feet now. It's not in my brain. I couldn't think. I couldn't function properly, and I screamed and I yelled, and Nick counted that I ran 13 laps, which is not that bad, but like, it could have been way better. Last time it was, I think, 12.5 laps, and now it's 13. It's like a slight improvement. So I was like, yeah, it could have been better, it could have been better. But anyway, Oliver and Dean ran even fewer laps than me, so I guess, I got that. And of course, Nick ran fewer laps than me. Yeah. And immediately after the recess, all of a sudden, we have this English oral assessment, and we have to, we have to do group discussions again. We have been doing this for the entire fucking school year. So we had to sit down, smile, and act kind of energetic and passionate, and it sucks. And then immediately after, we have chemistry SBA experiment practical test number 7 or 8 or 9. I forgot, but it's actually not that bad. At least I know how to do it, but it's still pretty complicated. We have to differentiate. They give us 4 unknown solutions, and one of them's sodium sulfate or something. One of them's hydrochloric acid. One of them's lead, I don't know, sulfate or something. One of them's magnesium nitrate, whatever. And then after that, during lunch, I went to have curry with eat curry for lunch with Bean Gang. Yeah, and okay, immediately after the 9-minute run, actually, I wasn't functioning properly, and I tried to change my clothes from my PE uniform back to my regular school uniform. And as I was going out of the classroom towards the bathroom, the changing room, I literally bumped into Topher. And Grant was beside Topher, and Grant was like, M1, because he's a huge fan of basketball. And Topher was like, how dare you puny human being make physical contact with me, who's worthy of being the boyfriend of the fucking edgy Natalie. Anyway, I'm glad that I bumped into Topher. May the war continue. I feel like I'm being overly dramatic over these videos, but I'm serious. It's really fucking dramatic out there, and people just don't realize it. Anyway, yeah, and then the next day it was, oh yeah, after school, on that same day, Natalie threw trash into my school bag. And I think that's Topher's idea. I think that's some form of retaliation, and that sucks! So war continues. Okay, so it's currently April 24th, and yeah, let's continue talking about school. I need to be quick here because I still have like 5 Easter assignments left, and I have to go to school tomorrow, so I am definitely not going to have enough time to finish all my assignments, and I'm fucked. But still, I have to talk about school. Like, I have to finish this video, so here we go. Where did I last leave off? Last time, yesterday, I talked about April 4th and how much it sucked. And now let's move on to April 8th. On the day before, I went to bed at 2:19 a.m. and that really sucked. And I couldn't sleep, so I only slept, I only fell asleep at 3 a.m. So yeah, I slept for a little bit less than 4 hours on that day, so that sucks. Anyway, right, the war continues. On my way back from lunch to the classroom to school, Natalie and Topher were walking together, and they were walking towards me, and Topher sort of pointed at me, and I know something's up. And then afterwards, in math's lesson, I sat beside Pink, who is a friend of Topher's and Natalie's, and Pink asked me secretly, very, very low-key, if she wants to help me arrange a dinner with Cedric without Topher. So she knows what's up. And I asked I told her that I don't want her to, specially arrange a dinner just for me. It feels a little selfish. So after that, I asked her, why is it that Topher hates me that much? Like, I kind of know why, but then I kind of don't, because I know that Topher hates, I guess, people who aren't as cool as him, but I'm not getting it all that much. And Pink told me that Topher hates me is because that Topher thinks I'm weird. And Pink disagrees, but Pink is still Topher's friend. So there's that. And yeah, after school, I started to continue with my plan. My plan number 1, my plan A, is to just hang out with all the friends possible except for Topher. So I'm trying to befriend people. I'm trying to socialize with people. Not only with Onion Gang, which is Oliver, Russell, Suki, and Selena. I also want to hang out with Cheese Gang, who's Jordana and Olivia. And I also want to hang out with Potato Gang, which are the other boys, Ernest, Grant, Andy, Dean, Ronald, Kingsley. And with all of their help, and I can beat Topher because I have more allies now. So that's plan A. So I started to hang out with the Onion Gang, Selena, Suki, Oliver, and Russell. And I'm serious, they are the nicest group of people in the entire class ever. They are super nice, they're funny, they're really light, and they're not mean to me at all, even though I am a really unpopular person. So yeah, I kind of talked with Oliver a lot. In fact, I've been talking to Oliver a lot for such a long time now. We're just not super close friends. I also talked to Russell. I told Russell that someone in the class hates me because they think I'm strange. And Russell was like, "Who? Who is it?" And I told him it's Topher. Topher hates me. And Russell was like, "Yeah, Topher sucks. Yeah, Topher treats people like garbage unless he wants to use them." So yeah, Russell also knows that Topher is a garbage person. So I have an ally, and Russell is a great person, also a really nice person as well. He's great. He's great. And then let's move on to April 9th. I all of a sudden I have hope. I have energy all of a sudden because I start to realize that I'm not the only one and I can actually successfully beat Topher with other people's help. That's pretty cool. So before lunch, Miss I'm not gonna reveal her name, but our chemistry teacher confronted Topher because Topher was sleeping on her class and she's pissed off, and so she confronted Topher. Topher woke up and uh, the teacher asked if Topher has a girlfriend, and Topher was like, "Nope." And everyone was like, "Ha ha ha! You don't have a girlfriend, virgin." But in fact, he does. Natalie, where are you at? So after the chemistry class, the potato gang, Dean, Ernest, Andy, they all gathered together and talked about Topher, how he's lying and how he's sort of having Natalie as this girlfriend, or maybe the relationship is like a little strange, like it's this little like BDSM relationship or something. And it's true. It's indeed true that the boys, not the Bean Gang boys, the Potato Gang boys, the other gang of boys, the gang of boys that Natalie told me to avoid, they also hate Topher. So I hopped in on the conversation and I said that before Topher and Natalie weren't really in a relationship, but slowly they became closer and closer and closer for some reason. So I hopped in on the conversation, and they were a little weirded out by it at first because usually I'm not a drama loving person. But in this situation, I need to stir chaos. I need to stir controversy in order to attack Topher. So this is my method. And then after school, Caroline came to our classroom. Caroline of 5C, who's Mary's friend. If you don't know who Mary is, she's this secret weird girl. Uh, I don't really know her, even though I and her were friends for like 2 months, very briefly, in 7th grade. And it's like 4 years ago, so yeah. Anyway, Caroline came by, and Caroline hung out with the boys, and I was with Oliver, and Oliver was with Caroline, so we were all chilling, and it was all pretty cool. And then on April 10th, our Chinese teacher finally decided to give us our Chinese test scores. Out of 100, I got a 49, which is actually not bad, because last time I failed. It's 30 something. If it's below 40, you failed. So yeah, 49, not bad. I passed. Surprisingly, I passed. And Nick got a 44, Kingsley got a 40.5, Ernest got a 43.5, Oliver got 39.5, bless him, and Edward got 55, and I think Hans, number one of the class, got 75, which is actually insane. But yeah, I'm actually satisfied with the results. Anyway, back to the whole war situation. On April 11th and 12th, no, on April 12th and 13th, we have Open Day, which are two very special days where we don't have class, and Open Day is basically where we turn our school into a product. Open Day is where we invite all these different guests and all these different parents and all these different elementary school kids to our school, so that we could introduce them to our stuffs, our facilities, our clubs and societies, our systems and all, so they could come into our school and become a student. So that's open day, and it's a huge deal because everyone has to work hard for their own club, for their own society. Everyone has to, contribute and introduce things to, newcomers and all that. That's open day. So open day is coming, and I thought it would be a pretty cool idea to attack Topher on open day, so he's gonna mess up everything. Apparently Ernest is the MC, the master of ceremony, the host of the open day opening or closing ceremony, or the one in the middle. I think he's the one in the middle. But yeah, last year it was me, so now it's him, and he's like my successor and all, so that's pretty cool. And for some reason, it's been like a week or two. Edward and Marty had been super addicted to magic tricks. They had been bringing these poker cards to school, and they play tricks with them and all. And also, for some reason, I don't know why or how, but Jordana, Anne, and Olivia were also in this magic club that's recently established in this year. So the girls were like, whoa, that's so cool, magic, whoa. And Edward and Marty were like, showing off their card skills and all. And they're picking up girls. Anyway, after school, I want to hang out with Potato Gang. I want to hang out with Ernest and the boys and, tell them about Topher's shit. And I can't because our English teacher asked me, Nick, Derek, and Anne to help prepare the English department board because open day is coming. And also lately Pink and Leo had not been eating lunch with Topher and Natalie, so maybe something's up, maybe there are some conflicts happening, I don't know, but hopefully there are conflicts between them. And then it's April 11th. Originally I wanted this day to be strike day. I wanted to strike Topher on this day. It's now or never because 12th and 13th, April 12th and 13th are open days, the two open days, and it's harder to attack Topher when, we're not having class and we're all just around school everywhere like a mess. So it's the last day before the open days, and it's getting intense. It's getting really intense. In the morning I talked to Ernest. It was a little bit awkward actually, but I want to get this message out there. I want to indirectly tell Potato Gang that I also hate Topher, and hey, maybe we can team up and attack Topher. So in the morning I talked to Ernest. I told him Topher's being really mean to me, and Ernest was like, yeah, fuck that guy. But nothing else, nothing along the lines of, yeah, let's attack this guy. But Dean was beside him. Dean is a really sensitive person who gets angry all the time, and maybe he could be of some help. Who knows? And then in recess, I also wanted to attack Topher, but again, I don't have enough allies. So we were originally gonna hang out with the Potato Gang, but we didn't. And later in lunchtime, I told Jordana that Topher hates me, and Jordana was like, yeah, I guess I kinda dislike him also, but nothing along the lines of, yeah, let's fight him. Also, fun fact, Jordana and Cedric had lunch together with Anne, and pretty happy for Cedric, and I think Cedric deserves to meet all the other people that were friends with him. That is Jordana in this case. And anyway, and then after school, I still want to strike Topher, but I can't. And I pretty much gave up at that point because I don't have enough help, and I still don't have a real practical plan on how to attack Topher. So I and Oliver just hung out. I was bored, and I think Oliver really deserved to know the truth. So I told Oliver a lot about what happened in 7th, 8th grade, what happened to me, what I did, and all that. And I told him that I had this theory when I was in 7th grade and 8th grade that there are people in the in the classroom who had sort of these super abilities and all that. So it's this little conspiracy theory thing. I told Oliver, and I also told Oliver about the symbols. I gave him and a bunch of other people like Jordana and Natalie symbols. Okay, I gave them like real symbols, like logos, like superhero, supervillain logos and all that. And Oliver saw my symbols and he decided to draw one and draw a symbol that I drew. So he drew Jordana's symbol on the blackboard, and then after he drew it, I was right beside him. All of a sudden Linda and Mary shows up at the side, and they were together, and they ask Oliver about something, and oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I was Linda's friend for like a year, and I was Mary's friend very briefly for 2 months. One in 8th grade and one in 7th grade, respectively. And I really miss them. They are two very, very special girls. And, I mean, yeah, they're pretty, but I think their personalities are what really, really shine. Yeah. Anyway, that incident thing I don't know why, but it's like this thing. It's just it's like it warms my heart because it's just good to see that after all these years, Mary and Linda and Oliver, they all still hang out, even though they have all and I have all experienced all these shit during 7th and 8th grade. So it was really heartwarming, and I really, really hope that I can also be friends with them, and not with like Natalie and Topher, who are just shitty people. And yeah. And then April 12th and 13th, the open days. Here we go. So I arrived at school afternoon, 1:15 p.m. I had to look for my LS teacher because she needs to tell me how to do the essays, the report, and how to make a PowerPoint out of the report. The PowerPoint is one of the Easter assignments. We have to make a PowerPoint out of the report that we did, and that fucking sucks. And anyway, after that, I checked the drama club board. I'm in drama club, and bad news, because I didn't win outstanding performance. It's an award. However, I already won last year. It's just a shame that I didn't win 2 years in a row. But whatever. You know what? Where's my award thing? It's somewhere in here. Yeah, I think somewhere up there. But yeah. Anyway, after that, I went to the school hall to do my duties outside of the English department board thing, and then the guest of honor came in. The guest of honor is a huge deal. She's an important person. She's old and very intelligent and very powerful. And when she entered the school hall, the first thing she did was turn to me, and it was nervous. Okay, it was actually pretty nerve-wracking, and I had to introduce her. The English department, what we do, our writing exercises, our reading, speaking exercises, and all that. And you know what? I think I nailed it. I think I did pretty well. Nick was there. Nick was really nervous. He stuttered a little bit, but yeah, it was fine. And then after that, I saw Topher and Kingsley nearby, and I was like, dude, Topher's there. I need to attack him. And there's also this other kid who's also responsible for introducing the English department board, and he's a 7th grader. And because last year our worst teacher had left, I asked him if he knows about that teacher, and he said nope. So I told him some shit about our worst teacher. Anyway, I also found a lot of photos where it's Leo, Tom, Jeffrey, Bernice, and Mary together. And it's like, man, the good old days. And yeah, Olivia, she likes magic and she's in charge of Magic Club and she performed like a magic trick for me and Edward, and it was pretty fun. And then after that, as much as I want to attack Topher and as much as I want to hang out with Potato Gang, I can't. Our chemistry teacher, took me and Nick up to the chemistry lab and we have to perform all these chemistry things to like kids. We played around with dry ice, which is actually a lot of fun. And Miriam, Nash, Winslet, and Valerie were also there. They, except for Winslet was my classmate in 7th and 8th grade, and Miriam, Nash, and Valerie were my classmate in 9th grade. So they were there, and after a while, we all went together and played dry ice together. And I'll consider it a small reunion. It's a lot of fun actually. So yeah, but after that, everyone had left, and I only have 1 day left before the Easter break to attack Topher. So we move on to April 13th. I don't have any duties in school on April 13th. I am not supposed to be in school. So I arrived school. I went to school, but not in my school uniform, in casual clothes. Now that's a huge deal. Now that's pretty special, because usually students don't go to school in their casual clothes, but some do if they don't have anything to do in school, if they don't have any duties. And that's actually really smart, because if I'm not wearing my school uniform, I can use my phone, because all the other people wouldn't know that I'm one of the students. And if they know I'm one of the students, I can't be using my phone because it'll damage the school's reputation, because, wow, this kid is so bad. So I had a plan. And also, I went to school because Cedric was there, and Cedric gave me this. Cedric gave me this stand. It's 128 Hong Kong dollars, and I really, really appreciate him for this. And yeah, I used the stand to film my reviews and videos. So yeah, anyway, Cedric gave me this stand, and it was amazing. He's amazing. He's a great person, and I feel so lonely without him. He's my best friend. Anyway, on that day, because I need to attack Topher and all, and also for some reason, I have Ronald's umbrella. So I need to find Ronald, and I and Cedric ran up and down the school. Our school has 7 floors, so I and Cedric ran up and down for like 20 times, and it was really tiring. I sweat a lot. It was really tiring. We went to the main roof multiple times, the computer room, school hall, art room, music room, the ground floor, the covered playground, the canteen, everywhere. We looked for every possible room to find Ronald, and then after finding Ronald, we tried to find Topher. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so I came out with a plan because on the other day I said a joke about Leo. It's a pretty accidental joke, but it's a really dumb joke, and for some reason, after Kingsley heard it, Kingsley sat beside me. After I told Kingsley the joke about Leo, he was in laughter, like intense laughter, and he told all the other boys in Potato Gang, and they were all laughing hardcore. And Leo was like cool about it, because he's not like a bad person, he's not like a sensitive person, and I told Leo, it's just a joke, I don't hate you and all. I have this plan. What if I told a joke about Topher, and the boys laugh at him, and Topher gets pissed off because he is always angered and he hates me. And if Topher is pissed off, I win. So I want to drop a joke about Topher, but the problem is the boys, they didn't all go together at the same time, so I have to tell the joke separately, and it just didn't pan out that well because Topher wasn't there, and after they heard the joke, they didn't laugh out loud and all that because it's open day, so it didn't work out all that well. And I went into the 5A classroom as well. Ernest and Andy were hiding in that classroom. And yeah, and in that classroom I found chemistry book and some folders, and they're Natalie's, so I took them down and gave them to Natalie, and Natalie said, "Gracias, amigo." And I was like I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, yeah, am I really your amigo though? Yeah, anyway, Selena also came by and she asked me if the classroom was open or not. And at that point, the room was locked, so I told her it's locked. And she almost wanted to go into the classroom by climbing through the windows, but she didn't at the end. But yeah, I feel like I and the Onion Gang, Selena, Suki, Oliver, and Russell, we're closer actually, so that's pretty cool. And then I also went to biology lab and hang out with like Hector and Edward a little bit, and there's actually a dinosaur bone in the lab, so that's pretty cool. And then after that, it was already pretty late. I and the boys hang out at the end, but Topher was nowhere to be seen. I sent Cedric to be with Topher and text me if Topher goes anywhere. And at the end, I just can't find them both. I can't find Cedric or Topher. I was with the boys, and we all went to chemistry lab, and we all played with dry ice, and it was a lot of fun. But I was still waiting for Topher to show up so that I could drop the joke. At the end, it's the closing ceremony. It's revealed that our next principal, our next headmaster, our next principal is our biology teacher. And that was surprising, actually, for a lot of people, but I kind of saw it coming. But anyway, that's besides the point. All the boys have left. And after they've left, Cedric and Topher finally decided to show up. That sucks. My plan half failed. Like, now I got the boys' attention and all, and I can befriend them and all, but my plan kind of failed. Anyway, at the end, I have no idea what should I do, so Topher was standing beside this board, and I pushed the board, and I just ran away. And I don't even know if he felt that or not, but I just want him to know that the war is not over yet. And at the end, I and Cedric said goodbye, and good luck, Cedric. Good luck.